The managerial race for the Chelsea hot seat, and boy is that seat hot, is heating up.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hey mate, fancy seeing you back here. How's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, really do hope that. Of course, everyone's talking Chelsea. Chelsea. Crazy to sack Pochettino. Crazy. Maybe it was untenable. What are they going to do next? What is this crazy footballing world where every manager and big jobs are walking away, asked to come back? Vincent Kompany's going to be Bayern Munich manager. We're through the looking glass here, people. You know, is Ten Hag going to stay at Man United? You know, what's happening there? Lots of stuff. And of course, Arne Slot to Liverpool. Just incredible scenes, really. I do want to talk about that this is obviously developing situation all the ruddy time, and I do want to speak to you about Ruben Amorim, who looked like he was out of the running for the Chelsea manager's job, committing his future to Sporting. I think they're on a cup final this weekend. There is rumours, there are stories that, of course, we know the three young favourites, Enzo Maresca, Kieran McKenna, and Roberto De Zerbi can't be ruled out, as the Athletics say. But they're also considering Thomas Frank of Brentford. I don't think he'll get the job, but they appreciate how he operates and they're looking at him. And they were like the sort of four front runners. And of course, I did a video on Kieran McKenna earlier today. He still sort of remains the favourite as things stand. So for that reason alone, I would urge you to go watch that video. But going around the news, and it was going around Sky Sports News, and they love like drama, don't they, Sky Sports News, that actually there's an additional candidate that is a high-profile manager, but he's unnamed. I'm going to read an article on Give Me Sport in a moment, but people like Alex Goldberg, he reckons it's Ruben Amorim. Chelsea do like him, and he is speculated that the reason why it's being under wraps is because he's got a cup final in a few days, and you know the last thing he needs is this. I'm not reporting it's Ruben Amorim. We're gonna find out together what this article is saying in a moment. But we're also the long contract the manager's gonna get, which is a massive switch up from Pochettino's 2-year contract. Yes, so we're going to get into all of it today. Thank you for joining me, as always. Big love for supporting the content and joining me here today to have this little sit down with me. If you dig it, drop a like. If you want to be part of the fun, subscribe. And if you choose to do so, hit the bell. Alright then, just quickly as well, I just want to give you an update on Estevao Willian, of course Messinho, the 17-year-old Brazilian wonder kid, the future Ballon d'Or winner, as people are calling him, who Chelsea have been negotiating with Palmeiras for some time. €65 million package. Ben Jacobs of CBS has reported that Estevao will sign a initial 7-year deal. So Chelsea is still doing the long contracts. When it says initial 7-year contract, I wonder if they'll put in an option to an extent for 12 months, which we've done for a lot of our young players. So keeping to the same idea there. So it will essentially be an 8-year contract for what is a wonder kid. But an initial 7 years, that only takes him to 24 years old. When all the other like young superstars we've had, it takes them to like 30, but we'll only take him to 24, maybe 25 with that option. So if he is to be, you know, not an asset to be flipped, because I know it's cynical and you don't want to hear it, but the owners, the business people, will look at Estevao signing him for 65 million euros. They'll see at least doubling their money in that, you know, maybe to Real Madrid in a few years or whatever. A good investment. Who knows? Hopefully he's being lined. I mean, it's been reported by Fabrizio Romano, that he's being lined up to be a Chelsea player. Hope so, because it's. I don't care. Like, great if your football club does good business and generates more revenue, it's good because you can make more signings and you don't get done by financial fair play. It's a good thing, but it's not like fun. Do you know what I mean? You want to buy players to be implemented into your team so you could watch your team play football well, hopefully. Anyway. On to the manager talk. Yeah, boy. So, just one more thing from Ben Jacobs. He says this: I understand Chelsea are prepared to offer a minimum 3-year contract, guaranteed contract. So not 2 plus 3, 3-year, minimum 3-year guaranteed contract. Pochettino agreed to a shorter-term deal, which, as the season went on, became a point of debate and contention, given the long-term project goals. His replacement will get a longer contract. Now, this is interesting. I wonder, firstly, his replacement will undoubtedly get paid significantly less. I think so anyway. I know Potter got loads of money. Potter was came from Brighton and he was suddenly the third highest paid manager in the Premier League, which seems a bit much for old Graham Potter. No disrespect to him. I do wonder, Kieran McKenna, Championship manager, should we want him and choose him, we will wave loads of money at him. We will. We'll be like, yeah, because Chelsea can. They'll wave, not like maybe Man United, City numbers or whatever, but loads of money. But it will still be significantly less than high-profile name Mauricio Pochettino. So I speculate that's where the longer contract and the job security comes from, because the payoff will be significantly less because you got to buy them out of their contract when you sack them. So that's what I think. And I also think, and I'm speculating here, guys, this isn't news, because I think he'll be afforded staff, I imagine, but I wonder if Chelsea will implement their own sort of, because you've got set-piece coaches like Cueva and, other analysts. I wonder if the coaching staff of the new manager will be smaller than normal, and therefore, again, the payout, should we sack them, will be smaller. So therefore, you can extend the length of a contract. That's just an assumption of mine. But who's going to manage Chelsea? Alright, so let's talk about Ruben Amorim. This is an article from Give Me Sport. Chelsea co-owner Todd Boehly could look to secure Ruben Amorim as Pochettino's successor in the Stamford Bridge dugout, as the sporting boss has been on the Blues' radar for a, quote, long time. And of course, journalist Dean Jones has told Give Me Sport that this is an appointment that would make sense. Off the bat, Ruben Amorim, comparatively to Mariska and McKenna, and even De Zerbi, Amorim, I think, will get the juices flowing for many more Chelsea fans. Rightly or wrongly, because he's more of a Galactico name. He's just a relentless winner. He's young as well. He scores a lot of goals. I hate to reference this again because it's boring, but that YouTuber content creator, Eurosport, who seems to be good at football analysis, basically dismantled why Amorim would be a disaster at Chelsea, or it wouldn't work at Chelsea. But that's just one guy's opinion. He talked about the midfield being exposed. He's an opinion of a young man I respect, but it doesn't mean he's right. Of course, Ruben Amorim plays a back three system. I don't know if he's entirely wedded to that, but he's winning titles with a back three system. We've got, I feel like with the sporting directors at Chelsea and the great project, the great plan, I don't think they're planning on a back three. So I wonder if he's just got it to, if he's able to play a back four and do his thing. So the Capital Club are preparing to enter a new era. Great. In a matter of days, they brought the curtain down, of course, on the last campaign with a victory 2-1 over Bournemouth, which ensured we get European football next season. Bang, bang. Pochettino walked away from Chelsea with mutual consent after holding a meeting with sporting directors Winstanley and Stewart. Of course, Badalik Barley was there as well. Over the course of 2 days, resulting in the key decision to get a new gaffer. I'm paraphrasing here. Amorim is in the running of the Blues job despite internal doubts. So Amorim has re-emerged as a candidate to secure the managerial reins at Chelsea, according to Team Talk, despite Boehly and Igbali having some serious concerns over his lack of experience in the Premier League. Hold up. Don't give me because Kieran McKenna was an assistant coach at Man United. That does help, but that's not Premier League he's not a Premier League manager, and Maresca's never managed in the Premier League. Was he assistant at Man City, or was he just PL2? Yeah, man. Or another top 5 division as they mull over whether to up the ante in their pursuit. Yeah, so the top 5, come on, the Liga NOS, the Portuguese league, if it's not, it might not be the top 5, but it is like probably 6th, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it is like just on the edge. And many people will look at Ligue 1, and I know there's good football in France. France generally make amazing footballers. They always have, especially Paris. But the French league, like, how is it? I mean, how much stronger is the French league than the Portuguese league? Do you know what I mean? And because I just don't know, like Porto, Sporting, there's another one in there that I'm forgetting. They are good teams. How many good teams are there in France? Not many. Right, so they've got concerns about that. The report suggests that the Blues are also at risk of being forced to contend with significant stumbling block as Sporting, where the Portuguese tactician is celebrating after winning their second league title earlier this month, are preparing to fight and hold on to their head coach ahead of a potential approach from Chelsea. Ruben Amorim was heavily linked with replacing Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, with respected journalist Ben Jacobs, the aforementioned, telling Give Me Sport that an interview was on the cards. He ended up remaining in Portugal, and now is being eyed by the Chelsea hierarchy after parting ways from Pochettino. Okay, so there's also a graphic here. I could quickly just get up for you guys to show you. It's a comparison of Ruben Amorim's statistics comparing with Mauricio Pochettino's statistics as a manager. Of course, this is not entirely helpful because, it's the Portuguese league with a strong side in sporting. As you can see, Amorim matches less than Poch. Still quite a lot for a 39-year-old, to be honest. Actually, loads for a 39-year-old. His stats compared to Poch, he's got a better ratio of wins, it looks like. So Poch has got nearly, oh my god, I was going to try and do fractions with his losses. He's got a much better ratio for losses. But at the same time, Pochettino's managed Southampton, he's managed Spurs, Chelsea would have got a few losses there on top. But, still, that's a good stats there. Hopefully you can dissect that better than I just have, but I just wanted to show it to you anyway for context. You got the context? We still don't know how any of that will apply and translate to English football, not least the crazy circus of Chelsea Football Club. Right, the 39-year-old tactician apologised to his current employers last month when he decided to fly to London to hold unsuccessful talks over the possibility of succeeding David Moyes at the United helm. Julian Lopetegui is going there now, I believe. But there remains uncertainty over whether he will remain in his current job. Okay, so here's a Give Me Sport key statistic. They're saying the heaviest defeat of Ruben Amorim's managerial career came to Premier League outfit Man City, condemning his Sporting side to a 5-0 mauling in the Champions League knockout phase in 2022, a couple of years ago. Yeah, it happens, losing 5-0. You don't want it to happen. Heck, it happened to us the other day, to our London rivals. Still makes me feel sick. So apparently Amorim's been named as a serious candidate in the last 24 hours, although Jones understands that Ipswich Town chief Kieran McKenna is a top contender to move into the Chelsea hot seat. He's been informed by sources that Amorim has been monitored by the West Londoners for a significant period, and we know that. I've covered it here on the channel. They've interviewed him before they got Pochettino, so there's a relationship there. After making an impact in charge, of course, at Sporting. The reputable journalist is aware Bowley and Iqbali have already rubbished suggestions that they have made a move for the head coach, who is a release clause just shy of £9 million after his representatives negotiated a lower figure, but there is a serious possibility of the Blues looking to hold discussions. He says this: I was always told that Kieran McKenna is a leading candidate. Others were still in the frame. I have been starting to hear Ruben Amorim's name mentioned more throughout Wednesday. That's yesterday, of course, and there was speculated that there's a high-profile name. And he's a high-profile name, he is. It was last month, well, comparatively to the others, it was last month the club denied paying for his flight to London. Remember, we reacted to that here as well. at a time when West Ham were talking to him. Any managerial situation can change quickly, so at the time, it's the same names being circulated. They're playing down his chances. It might still be one to look out for. So they want to replace Pochettino in a matter of days, and this is reported by The Athletic. They are eager to land emerging progressive head coach who can grow with the current group, develop the players and style over multiple years, basically also toe the line. Be one of the guys, support the project. That's what they want. They feel that's the best way to run Chelsea at the moment. The report suggests that Enzo Maresca, of course, he won the title with Leicester City, during his first season. Brent, of course, yeah. So basically reiterating Maresca, Thomas Frank, Stuttgart bus Sebastian Hoeneß, who would be exciting, but I don't think it's going to happen. And of course, Amorim and McKenna. Look, again, to reiterate, I made a case for Kieran McKenna. Well, I didn't make a case for him. I speculated on why it could be good in this morning's video. If you're yet to watch it, go check it out. We go through his magnificent achievement at Ipswich Town and some Premier League experience, like being an assistant coach, knowing what it's like. And of course, I spoke about young, inexperienced coaches doing well. Arteta, he was an assistant coach at City. He's been great for Arsenal now. Xavi Hernandez won the title with Barcelona. We even referenced Pep Guardiola. He wasn't a first-team coach. He became Pep Guardiola in his, first season. He was this deity. Xabi Alonso, 18 months in the job, coaching senior players. There's loads of examples of it, So I kind of made a case for Kieran McKenna. I'm not saying it's definitely going to work, but what it could work, go watch that video. But Ruben Amorim is more, even though he's only 39, so he is young. He's young. Makes me feel young at 35. It makes him the more experienced Galactico version because he's coached in Champions League. He's won titles. Anyway, what do you think? Please let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. The conversations down there have been great lately. Thank you for all the support as usual. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Of course, keep it locked to Football Therapy because the situation is developing all the ruddy time, mate. Peace. See you soon. Ciao.